Hi guys and welcome. These are your handover videos for your Swift Sprite Alpine 2 Ace Ambassador. So just at the front here you have this jockey wheel, and your jockey wheel is used to level your caravan. And then either side, and then two ports at the back, you have these little bits here. So this is where you'll put on your leg winder to put your legs down. Now your legs aren't used to jack up the caravan or level the caravan, they're only used to stabilize it. So when you unhitch your caravan, level the caravan using the jockey wheel, and then put down all four legs to stabilize. So we are using our test equipment today. So you can see we've got a gas bottle here with a connecting gas hose on one side feeding onto this point here on the front locker. So you can hand tighten this to an extent and then just finish it off using a spanner. And then once they're both on tightly, you don't want it too tight, you don't want it too loose though. So once that's on tightly and they're both connected on each point, twist this in the positive direction until you can't twist it anymore, and that will begin to feed gas through into your caravan. Now you have this point here, which is your flue. Your flue is to get clean air into your caravan. You don't have to do anything with this except just keep it clean, make sure there's no leaves or debris blocking it or anything like that. Just here you have an ack roll with a water lead that is feeding water from this barrel into the caravan. Now, just get this side. So, just at the bottom you have this point here, which is your strainer. Your strainer has to sit at the bottom of your water barrel to allow as much water through as possible. Also strains out any nastiness or anything like that. But just as an extra bit of protection as well, you have this plastic cap that sits over the point on the barrel, so it doesn't allow anything in. Then to put this in, you have a trigger system here, so you have to push in and then get it in properly. There we go, and you push it in. So you have to pinch it together. You can see there's a point at the bottom as well. Pinch it together and then push it in, and then without doing the same, you can't release it. Okay, just here you have your leisure battery. Then you also have your point for your mains lead just here. So you've got a little cut out there, so you can just put it the other way around and then pretty much, just lock it up. But that's feeding mains powder through into the caravan. Then just making our way down along here, you've got these 2 points now. These two flap open, and this is where your dirty water will drain out of. So you'll need some 28.5mm pipes to feed out of them into your wastemaster. And then finally, just a little bit further along, you have this point here. Now this point opens up using your keys, and then this is where you're feeding your water and pink chemical to the toilet. So it can hold up to around 10 litres of water, and then you probably want it at a very small ratio of the pink chemical if you even want to use it. And then this is where your cassette toilet is kept, so you have to press in these 2 buttons and then you get this point here. So to pull it out, it will normally sit behind these 2 points here. So you have to press up with the orange handle and it will slide out just like so. There. Okay. Then, when you have this full and you go to your drainage point on site, you twist this to the side and you open up your cap. Then you tilt, and at the same time as tilting, you continually press in this vent button. Okay, and then once that's all fully gone out, we recommend just swilling it out with some fresh water, and then again tilting and pressing in the vent button. Then on your blue cap, you have some measurements on the side for your blue chemical. It's not a blue cap, it's a grey cap. But I call it the blue cap because this is where you put in your blue chemical. So you have metric units and then freedom units on that side to put in your blue chemical. Once you've put it in, twist, put it back on that side, put that back to the neutral position, and then just simply slide it back. Make sure that the orange handle does sit behind the teeth as well. And then finally there is just one more thing. So just underneath there you have this little nozzle here. This little nozzle is to fully drain out these 2 points. So you don't want either of them too full. I do stand corrected, it's to drain that. So you don't want either of these too full when you're traveling. So this is just to fully get all your water out, and that just sits just above there. Okay, that's everything exterior. Now I'm going to show you inside. Okay, so just above the door you have these 2 boards here. This first board is your main power board. So if I press that on, it is currently already on. However, you press and hold it and it will illuminate green. Whatever is illuminated green currently is what is currently on. So we've got power coming in from the main supply into the caravan, and I've got the water pump on as well. You can view your leisure battery level by pressing in this button or pressing in that button, and the same applies for the vehicle battery. You can press that in, however there's no vehicle battery currently on, and you could also view it by pressing view levels. Now for the water pump, that's off, but you press that in, you may hear it kick in, and then go over to your taps, run your taps, make sure it's all coming through as it should. Do that on both your taps. You may hear some noise, but it's nothing to worry about. So that's how to operate this board. Then just here you have your heating as well as your water heat. So I'll go over this bit first. This bit is your power usage. So you have this little knob at the end, and then whatever it's on is whatever it's using. So that is electric with 2 kilowatts, electric with 1 kilowatt, just gas, gas and 1 kilowatt, and gas and 2 kilowatts. So that's for power. That's what power is being used. Then just here, if I go from the start, you have where this tap is. This is just water heat at 60 degrees. This is water heat at 40 degrees. This is off, so nothing is being heated. This is for heating, and this is for heating and the water at 60 degrees. And then just inside it, you have this little knob that you can turn, and whatever number is illuminated is the amount of power that's being used. So you can either have 5, 4, 3, 2, or 1, 5 being the most powerful. So if you want the most effective, you want 5, and if you want your heating and hot water to be heated, you have to have it on this point here. If you just need for water heating, either 60 or 40. If you just want heating, it's that one just there. And then this is your power storage. Well, not power storage, whatever it's being used. And as well, just for your heating and, well, your water heat, it may take a while for your water to heat up. But when you've done it, go over to your tap, flick it on hot, and check that it's all nice and hot, which very much is. I'm not going to touch that again, that's a bit too hot. But that's how to operate that. Okay, and then for your fridge operation, so to first turn on the fridge, you have this power button here. You press and hold it in, you'll see everything flash up, and then it will go back to its most recent memory, which if you just press it in quickly, you can see what it is. So you have mains there, you have car battery, you have gas, you have your levels, and then you'll have some hazard stuff just there. So to see what we're currently on, I'm going to press in this grey square. That shows us that we're on mains at the full amount of power. So to change what output you want to use, press and hold that in, and you'll see it begin to flash. So you can have mains, car battery, which I'm not going to put on because there's no car battery attached to it, and gas. So when you select gas at full, for example, you may hear it. Don't know if you can hear that on the video, but slightly tick. That is just the gas kicking in. So I'm going to change it back to electric. You can have it at, again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, similar to your heating system as well. There's no real need to have it on anything else except 5. And then you press in that grey button again, and that selects them both. It may take up to 3 to 4 hours for it to fully be chilled, so you can switch it on by pressing in this grey button onto, press and hold, sorry, until it flashes, onto car battery, select car battery whilst you're in transit, and use that on full, just so you know when you pull up to the site or wherever it may be, your fridge is already nice and cold. Okay, so now for your gas operation on your hob. So just quickly run through. So your fridge can operate off gas, mains, or your car battery. Your microwave can only operate off main system, and this can only operate off gas. So it's essentially like any other gas cooker that's ever existed. It's a case of you press in this button and you turn the knob to what it wants to be. So it's not going to be the most pleasant viewing experience, this. However, you can see pressed in that, twisted this to the side, and you can see a nice blue clear continuous flame. So I'll just do that for all three just up here, just to show you it's all working. So yeah, nice blue clean continuous flame. Then to turn it off, just switch it back to the neutral position, and they all go off. This glass shield though, do not put it down until all three of these are cold to the touch. Then just underneath as well, you have the top part for the grill and the bottom part for the cooker. So, and there you can see it's all kicked in again. Gas, and pressing in that and twisting it to the side. And then finally for the cooker, I don't think I can do it with one hand sadly, but there you can see the flame is lit, and then you can change which temperature you have it at, all the way up to 240 degrees. Obviously, just like any other cooker, it may take a few minutes to fully get to that heat. But that is how to operate this gas system here. And obviously you need to have your gas plugged in for that. And then just briefly as well, underneath your right hand side bed, you have a few circuits and a few other things. The majority of this you won't need, as you'll only need it from a technician's point, but I'll show you the main things. On this top part here, you have some fuses and you have your trips. So if all of the trips are in the upright position, everything should be working. And there's your fuses. Then you have some extra information just on the board down below. And this point here, this is a battery charger. You have your brain box for your motor mover. And then just behind these pipes as well, this is where you will put in your red key for your motor mover. And then finally as well, you have these blue wires here. So when that yellow switch there is in the horizontal position, it's allowing water in. However, if you have it in the vertical position, that drains out your water. So horizontal to get water in, vertical to get stuff out. Everything else you shouldn't really need to play about with or anything else. It's mainly from a technician standpoint. However, that is everything you should need to know on how to operate your caravan. If you do have any other questions, don't hesitate to call. Cheers, thank you.